Actually, they get along really great, but when they fight, it's screaming. And the screaming, constant screaming all day long when it does outbreak is what really sends me flying. I have a tough time with that. But if we discuss it and talk about it, it seems to be slowly getting better.
Do you ever fight with your brother? Mm-hmm. Sometimes there are toys that you don't want him to have, right? We could have 10 of one item, and they would still fight.
They really get at you, you know? Sometimes I figure the blood pressure is going above my head, you know?
Yeah, it's real frustrating because there's a battle of, a power struggle between them, and when I intervene, I usually don't know who started it.
It's hard, because everything's hers, and as an only child, everything in the house is mine, mine, mine. And so we have to work through those things when you get together in a group or when she gets together with other children, that she's not always the center of attention. And that's the hardest thing. It's hard from our point of view, from my point of view, because I don't want her to be that way. I mean, I don't want her to be self-centered and that type of stuff. Learn how to share and interact with people.
She likes to play with in the water, kind of help, play, hand it to me thing. Like after we finish eating, she always likes to help. Dirty dishes, hand it to the sink. I'd be standing there, she brings it up to me, and then I put it in. Or sometimes she helps to put it away. She's always in the kitchen with me.
Jordan likes to use Joey as a tackling dummy or all-star wrestling, whatever,
Reflective listening and I messages are helpful for communicating openly and honestly with our children. And these skills can help solve behavior problems. But sometimes this is not enough. Sometimes we have to move to actual problem solving. Before we can help solve a problem, however, we need to know whose problem it is. In other words, who owns the problem. Because the person who owns the problem needs to help solve it. As parents, if we continually solve our children's problems, how will they learn to be responsible for themselves? Remember Mickey, who colored all over the staircase wall? In this case, who owns the problem? Four-year-old Peter loves the family dog, Ed, and wants to cuddle him. But Ed always runs away because when Peter was younger, he pulled Ed's ears a lot. Now when Ed runs away from him, Peter feels bad. Who owns this problem? BJ and Christopher are fighting about who gets the pillow. Is this the boys' problem? Or is it Dad and Mom's? As a parent, when you know who owns the problem, it's easier to have realistic expectations for yourself. If you own the problem, you need to take action. If your child owns the problem, you will often want the child to deal with it by himself. Or maybe you'll want to help him find a solution. Exploring alternatives is a method of solving problems that our children can learn and use for the rest of their lives. With very young children, we generally want to look at only a few alternatives, or do it for a very short period, in a simple way. Here, Mickey's father tells her he's putting her down because she has pulled his glasses off. In a few minutes, Dad will give Mickey another chance, and that's when the alternative will become clear. When Dad picks Mickey up, he'll tell her, "Come on, Mickey, but if you pull off my glasses, I'll have to put you back down." The choice will be Mickey's.
Now remember, Grandma's bathroom is gray, her upstairs bathroom.
As children get older, exploring alternatives can be used to help them make decisions.
Look, here's some with gray. Do you like any of those? Where's the washcloths?
like we should get these.
Well, I think you're right.
Yay! But
That's a good reason.
Great. They're just different colored balloons.
Well, that would be okay, though, too, you know?
Yeah.
Grandma has little colors in her.
This and then this.
Okay,
There.
that's fine. That'll be a nice gift, huh?
When asked, children can be very creative in coming up with alternative solutions to a problem.
Peter, do you think we can think of some ideas together that'll help you remember to pick up your toys after you're finished playing?
Exploring alternatives nurtures cooperation, and it teaches self-reliance, too. In this example, who do you think owns the problem? What kinds of alternatives might Mom and her son come up with? When the other kids were riding bikes, Kristen found that she just couldn't keep up with them. As a parent, how could you help Kristen explore alternatives? Kids love to play, but sometimes there aren't enough playthings to go around, like swings, for example. The children on the swing want to keep swinging, but Gary wants to swing too. There's a problem here. As a parent, what would you do?
Oh, honey, what are you doing in your pajamas? I thought I told you to get dressed.
Because exploring alternatives nurtures cooperation, it can be used in all sorts of emotionally charged situations. Imagine being a child on the receiving end of this.
Your blue outfit is in the laundry. You'll have to wear something else. Here, put this on.
How did it feel? Like you were being ordered, right? Did you feel like cooperating? Did it seem that your feelings about what to wear were considered respectfully? Here's how the same situation could be handled by exploring alternatives.
Honey, the blue one is in the wash right now, but I'll bet we can find something else to wear, okay? Well, there's this yellow one. Or how about this pink one for a change? Here, you choose.
When we see it from the point of view of the child, things become a little more clear. Can you think of other ways to explore alternatives in this situation? Merely imposing our will can leave our children feeling a little less than human.
This is quite a mess here. I want you to go to your room right now, you hear?
This is not an effective way to teach children responsibility or to promote mutual respect. Instead, we can communicate our feelings respectfully.
Peter?
What?
You know, when the crayons and markers and papers are all over the dining room, we can't set the table for dinner. Can you think of somewhere else you could play with these? Where?
How about in my room?
It feels different, doesn't it? When we're treated with respect and given a chance to help find a solution to a problem. Erica wants to hold the baby.
Okay. Put your arm to hold his head.
All right, here you go. That's good. Okay, ready? There you go.
But when she takes her little brother, it seems like a good idea to play with him. And she starts to roughhouse. Whose problem is this? And how would you, as a parent, deal with it?